Everybody, hello and welcome. We are so excited to be here today. We got a fun game that we're playing. You guys know me, I love Marvel Snap. It is probably the game that I have the most hours on. Well, second to Slay the Spire maybe, but I don't know. We're just kind of pushing back and forth there. Anyway, but more importantly, I'm really excited to have an awesome guest today. He and I have been chatting already for a little bit before the stream, and so I am thrilled to introduce to you Derek White. Hey, Derek, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, Steve. How are you doing?
I am doing outstanding. Hey, can you just real quick introduce yourself to our chat here? Name, your church, and then, hey, Phoenix. Phoenix, hello, welcome. You're here, man. Glad to see you. But yeah, introduce yourself real quick, Derek. Who are you?
Sure. My name's Derek White. I'm known online as the GeekPreacher. I've been working in geeky, nerdy, faith-based places probably for over 15 years. Now I'm working with Glendale United Methodist Church here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Man, that's incredible you say you've been doing this for over 15 years because 15 years ago, I had been in Oregon for a year, and the thought of having some sort of, Christian influence. Oh, it is, hey, welcome, by the way, CI, glad to have you here. Glendale United Methodist Church in Glendale, Tennessee is the name of the church.
Nashville.
Or sorry, Nashville,
Nashville.
Tennessee. I'm sorry, because, okay,
Nashville.
Right next to the city I grew up in, Chandler, Arizona, it was Glendale, Arizona. So I keep thinking of Glendale as the city. But, right, in Nashville, Tennessee, which I got to remember because it's Nashville, man. It's the home of music. I love that. But, in fact, oh, hang on. Oh, boy, hang on. This is the kind of stuff I need to do. Dang it. I didn't update my exclamation point guest. I have a command, a guest command. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Hey, nobody look. Everybody close your eyes for a second while I put in a command for today's guest. It's fine. Oh, thanks, Phoenix. I'm glad that you're so patient with me. I'm a professional. I've been doing this for a year.
Hey, in the world of Twitch, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we all do it for sure. Guest, here it is. Today's guest is GeekPreacher Derek White from Glendale UMC in Nashville, Tennessee. Got it right that time. Submit. Okay, so now we should be able to... Ready? Boom! Yay! Today's guest has got it. Cool, so now you can just exclamation point guest, and it'll introduce you. So anyway, I was saying, 15 years ago, if I would have thought of saying, I have a ministry in the like nerdy, geeky space, I would have been like, how does that work? And you're not immediately fired and ostracized and like thrown out of the building, right? Like I had this vague idea of Save Point in 2019. And even then I was like, what hurdles am I going to have to jump? We didn't actually start until 2022. And even then, like still, because, you know, our whole goal is finding these nerd friendly churches, people plugging in people into them. Having churches take us seriously is easily our biggest hurdle. Like connecting with churches that are like,
oh, definitely.
Oh, that's a great idea. We love that. No, people think we're a joke. People think we're, you know, a scam, whatever. Nobody believes it. So anyway, the fact you've been doing it 15 years is incredible. So tell me a little more about GeekPreacher. What is GeekPreacher? What are you doing over there?
The reason I came up with the name GeekPreacher is because back in 2007, I met Gary Gygax at Gen Con.
That's amazing.
Gary Gygax, for those who don't know, is the co-creator of Dungeons and Dragons, and we were at a panel on faith and gaming together at Gen Con. Gary and I had talked online for a number of years through various Christian message boards and things like that.
Because by the way, little known fact, Gary was a Christian, if you guys didn't know that.
Yes. Gary definitely was a Christian. And so he and I chatted, we got along. So when I saw him at Gen Con, we got to hang out, spend some time together. And Gary invited me up north to come and play some games at his place. For a gaming convention.
You got to play games with Gary Gygax?
No, I did not,
Oh
and
no!
that's
Oh,
part of.
I buried the lead. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So what happened? My anniversary's in December, and so I could, I was pastoring full time. You can't get away in December, so we took our anniversary trip around the same time that convention was in January. And so I was going to go to this convention, game with Gary. I didn't get a chance to,
Oh.
and sadly, Gary passed away in March of 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So the day he passed away, it just hit me. I don't want to call it a revelation or anything like that, but I really feel like God spoke to me and he said, geeks need pastors too. And in the South, you don't call, sometimes you call people pastor, but most of the time you refer to as, hey, preacher, with that nice Southern drawl. Hey, preacher, come here.
I love that.
And so I said, I'm a geek and I'm a preacher. And geeks need preachers too. And that's where I came up with the Geek Preacher, started a website, started blogging on it. I don't really blog anymore. There are lots of old blogs on there about some of my early years in this journey. And while I was pastoring full time, what I started doing was going to gaming conventions. I worked with a group called the Christian Gamers Guild. We would hold worship services at gaming conventions.
Mm.
And when they had the first Gary Con in honor of Gary Gygax put on by his kids, I was there. I've been there ever since. And after a few years, they made me their chaplain. So I'm the chaplain for the Gary Con Gaming Convention.
That's
We hold
incredible.
worship services there every year. We do memorial services at Gary Con. Last year, I did an infant baptism there. So we do a wide variety of things. We celebrate the Eucharist or communion. Uh, it's often, not, I don't want interdenominational people there. I have Roman Catholics, I have Lutherans, Methodists, Baptists, non-denominational people. Every aspect of Christianity comes.
I love that.
And then we hold an interfaith memorial service, because not everybody who attends conventions are Christians, and people pass away in the community. We want to remember them. We want to honor them. And so we also, last few years, have been holding a memorial service at GaryCon.
That's spectacular, man. And what a great message to people as they come there every year and they know that there is a place that they can go and worship, that they can go and have communion, you're remembering people of the community before that. Like, even if they're not believers, just to know that that's a part of this convention, that is a dedicated part that is happening every year, just communicates to them very clearly, hey, you can be a geek and a Christian. Those things are not mutually exclusive. That's outstanding. I love that so much. And fun fact, if you guys saw the promos, one of the promos is Derek holding the infant from that infant baptism at GaryCon, but I didn't want to share somebody's baby without their permission, so I photoshopped out, and so it just looks like he's that Derek's there like this. But this is actually holding a baby over here in the original. So
yeah, and I appreciate you doing that. The reason I gave you that photo is it's okay to share it, but I appreciate the caution on that.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Well, hey, just as much as we're excited to be here talking to Derek, well, almost as much, we're also excited to play some Marvel Snap. So, hey, Derek, you excited to play some Marvel Snap, my friend?
Yeah, I've just started playing this a couple of weeks ago, so this is going to be really cool.
I'm excited to do this as well.
I'm horrible at it. So, yeah.
Good. Angry Irishman, hello. Little Snip Snap. That's right, my friend. Glad you're here. Haven't spoken to you in a while, Irishman. Glad to see you. We're going to go ahead and create a game here, and I'm going to put the code in here. I don't want any of you guys trying to sneak into our game, so we're going to just do that there. All right, and then once he joins, we'll get in here. And, I didn't even choose my deck. Well, I'm playing a random deck with you today. So you said you've been playing for how long now?
Maybe a few weeks. I just wanted to try something new out. And there we go. I wanted to try something new out. I got tired of playing Magic last year. And so I tried out Marvel Snap. Oh, boy. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It sounds like we could begin a conversation here. Why did you stop playing Magic?
I got tired. I got tired of always having to buy more cards.
Yes, my man.
The simple truth of it.
Yes, absolutely.
That is the very simple truth of Magic. It gets too expensive. Plus, Wizards of the Coast hasn't been treating the card community right. That's another problem with it. They've been putting out a lot of really expensive stuff, and most people can't afford that. So that's a huge problem for me. All right, let's see. What am I going to do here? This is not looking good.
Maybe a discard or destruction deck. Destruction deck, maybe? I'm just eyeballing your cards here.
Yeah.
This
is one I just started playing yesterday. I just started this deck yesterday, so we'll see how this one works.
Destruction deck, nice. I'll have to make sure, like, I have some decks that I haven't changed or messed with in a while. Oh, that's going to hurt real bad. Oh, that's going to be real nice for you, though, isn't it? Wow, that's going to be nice for you, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see how this works. Let's see what this does when I do this. Let's see what happens here. I have no idea what this is going to do.
So that'll bring up Bucky Barnes and respawn Wolverine, but Deathlock's going to die.
Right.
But Bucky Barnes is the good news for you there.
Yeah.
Or Winter Soldier, I should say, yeah. But I played Magic since it came out in 93, and of course, like everybody's story, I played it and then stopped playing it. I played it when, like, very beginning of middle school, stopped playing it in high school, sold all my cards on the cheap. So I had, like, some alpha cards, some really good stuff. I don't think I had any of, like, the way expensive things, but really, that's what we're going to do here. Let's go ahead and do that, and that, I think. Oh, no, yeah. Then I got back into it in college, played a lot, got back out of it, and then got back into it when I started at a new church in Oregon. There ended up being like 4 or 5 young adults that were already there that also played Magic. And so I started playing.
That's nice.
I started playing with them, which was really cool. And I got really into it then. I had no kids. I had an income, like a grown-up income. Well, as much of an income, as much of a youth pastor income as you can get, you know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Pastor income. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Making that big money. I remember those days. I think you got this one.
We'll see. I don't know. You got those the two.
Yeah. All you gotta
domain
do
here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Nah.
Let's see what we got.
I won't retreat. No retreat, no surrender.
That's right.
Oh, there you go. See, I knew it. I knew that tiger was coming out. She gets me every time. White tiger gets me every time. Ugh.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm horrible at this.
No, that's all right, man. You were dropping some of your cards.
Oh, that's all right.
You dropped a pair of your cards in Death's Domain, though. You can't
Yeah.
just put those out there to die.
Yeah.
All right, round 2. Here we go.
See.
But
Let's see how this works.
I don't know, chat. If you guys played Magic, let me know how you're feeling about where Magic is right now. I got out of it again, a 3rd or 4th time once all of us started having kids and just were unable to get together as often. Some people moved away. And so the last I regularly bought cards was Khans of Tarkir. So in like 2010, 2012 maybe. And then I had kind of got out of it. I didn't really pay attention. And then I started working at a LGS. I currently work at, like, my money-making job is at an LGS.
Nice.
Yes,
I
love it.
Can't beat that with a stick, man.
It's
That's
fun,
awesome.
man. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun.
I used to work at a comic store, man. I loved working at the comic store. It was great. I mean, it might as well have been an LGS,
right?
You know. But let's see.
I have a friend in Southern California who owns a comic book shop. Her and her husband own it together, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's cool. But once I started working at the LGS, I had been out of Magic for so long, not paying attention to what was going on. And then I started getting this real look of what Magic had been doing for so long and how they had been treating the community for so long. And I was like, this feels bad. This is bad and I don't like it. Like, I don't like the way that they are reprinting cards constantly, which lowers the price, the resale price for the cards, which means that the local game store doesn't get as much money, but people want all the alternate arts for the card, which raises the sales for them. So they're like literally taking money away from the local game store so they can increase their own sales. They were reprinting, they were doing way too many sets, way too often. Anyway, I'll say, like, man, I just was not happy. But then I had a lot of years in Southern California. I am let's see what I want to do here. I'm a Disney guy. I love me some Disney so much. And Lorcana came out. And so now I play Lorcana.
Well, now you can get a Steamboat Willie tattoo without having to pay.
Steamboat Willie, man. If you guys don't know, chat, Steamboat Willie, the original iteration of Mickey, just entered the public domain at the beginning of this year. And so anybody can do Steamboat Willie anything that they want right now. It is open game on Steamboat Willie.
Yes, it is. All day long. All day long. Open season on.
Yeah, open season. There's already been... Oh, man, I'm not feeling good about what you're doing here. You got some good stuff going. I have already seen Steamboat Willie coming to some horror video games, as well as a horror movie, like a teen slasher movie, where the villain wears a Steamboat Willie mask. So it's coming. Okay, I got it. I don't know if I can take you over.
I think I messed up here. I should have reversed something. I think I should have reversed something there.
Oh, well, it's all going to come down to if I can win that Daily Bugle from you.
Yep.
Okay, good. Whew, all right.
Yep. That's where I messed up. Let's see. All right.
I should have done that the other way around.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. No matter what I did, I had no way out on this.
Because if
no.
Maybe?
No,
okay.
Not with that. Maybe.
If you put Apocalypse over on the Super Flow.
Yep, that's what I was thinking I should have done. Yep, if I'd have put Apocalypse on Superflow.
If you would have just swapped Apocalypse and Superflow, or Apocalypse and Squirrel, you would have won that one. Yeah, just swap those two.
Yep. I knew it as soon as I put that down there, man.
That's like the worst feeling in a TCG of any sort, is the misplay. When you place down a misplay, you know you misplayed, and you're just staring at it like, yep, I ruined that. Like, oh, I hate that. Feels bad.
Yes, it does.
Forge is a really underrated card. I love Forge a lot. Dang it. That's not good.
This isn't good either.
Have you ever played Smash Up, the board game?
Oh, yeah.
The card game?
Yeah, the card game. Yeah, I used to play Smash Up quite a bit.
It was crazy to me. I didn't play Smash Up until about a year ago for the first time. And to find out how much Marvel Snap has taken from Smash Up, the whole idea of there are 3 locations and you want to have the most, power at each location to win 2 out of 3 of them. Like, that's such a unique idea. And then to see Marvel Snap is doing exactly that is like, oh, wow, that can't be a coincidence. You guys straight up just stole that, didn't you?
Yeah. No. Yeah. And that's the thing. You can't,
misplay. Dang it.
You cannot, copyright game mechanics.
Yeah, man, which is, did you hear about the whole thing with Lorcana, by the way, and game mechanics?
I remember something coming down about that, but I can't remember everything that went down because I didn't pay much attention to it because I did not want to get back into another card game.
Yeah, fair, very, very fair. So that's a great play. That's a really good play. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get 15 power there. Of all the cards to pull, come on.
Yeah.
That may win
And you
you the
can't play
game.
anything there. Yeah, you
Right.
can't play anything there now either.
This is going to
So
be a big part. Let's see if where this lands.
let's see. Let's
But
see.
Lorcana,
Yeah.
when it because it had been talked about for a long time, Ravensburger had been chatting about like, hey, this is our plan with it. This is what we want to do. Oh man, that's a great play. Well done. There's nothing I can do now. That's you. You got this game, my friend. That's wait. Unless
Uh-oh, you drew something.
Unless I did indeed.
So now you got me. Well, that's a -2 there. So
Yeah.
-2.
I got to get real lucky here. I have a chance. It's got to be pure luck.
All right. Well, I could only play in one spot though. So
Yeah. No. Dang it. I was hoping it would be White Tiger and she would spit out some tigers in the other
still
spots
not
there.
bad, man. You instead of me winning 3 locations, only won 2. But that's 1 out of 3. Look at that.
Yeah. Nice done. Nicely done. Very well done. So Lorcana announces their rule set before it releases. The moment they announce the rules, Upper Deck, the trading or the sports card game company, comes out and says, that's our game. We have been designing a game for a while, and that's it. That's our rules. And it turns out they wanted to get into the TCG area. Turns out there was somebody working for them that then left Upper Deck, quit whatever, they left Upper Deck and went to Ravensburger and said, hey, I have an idea for this really cool game. Here are the rules. And Ravensburger said, yeah, sounds great. That's going to be our new game, Disney game called Lorcana. And because like you're saying, you can't really copyright rule sets. That's not a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, mechanics.
Yeah,
you can't
mechanics.
copyright mechanics.
Can't copyright mechanics. Yeah. Then poor Upper Deck is just kind of left out there like, well, hold on. What are we supposed to do about this? Like, we can't bring out the exact same game with different pictures on it. Like, what? And so they try to take Disney to court. Obviously, IP is such a loose, weird thing. So rule mechanics, you can't really copyright. And then going up against Disney legally is just, there's no way you're going to win that, right? It's Disney.
Yeah.
And so overall, it just ended up being that Disney stole. It's not stole. It's not Ravensburger or Disney's fault. It's this guy's fault. This guy who decided that he wanted to, sort of game the system here, just decided, hey, poor Upper Deck, you got nothing now. So, yeah, it was a really interesting situation. Man. Oh, that's rough. That hurts so bad. Oh, that hurts so bad. Great play with Blade there, too.
All right. So let's see here. Yeah, but you got, Moore Island, you got that kind of sewed up there. Not a whole lot I can do here.
Let's try that. Oh, no, that's rough.
So I could take that. But you got Moore Island.
Here we go. Fingers crossed, chat. Fingers crossed, chat.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Oh, but Luke's like, set it right back with Luke's bar.
That's right. I forgot.
Here's what I pulled.
Forgot it was going to come
No!
right back to my hand.
Of course I pull out a Morlock.
and I still got it. I
You
can't
did.
believe
You
that.
did. That was
Even though I forgot about Luke's bar, man.
I just got
Luke's bar. That sounds like what Gary's son Luke would like. Luke Gygax. Yeah. Yeah. Little spotted cow.
All right. Ooh, okay. We got double on reveal effects. I like that. I like that a lot. We'll take a risk in that middle location.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, for
I
you.
don't have a lot of own reveal abilities, or do I? After you play a card here, transform it. Ooh, I don't like that one.
Yeah, I
I
don't know
do
if I
not
want
like
that.
it. I don't want that either.
Let's do that then, I guess. Come on. What did we? There we go. I'll take Angela, I guess. Oh, I don't like Mojo World.
I don't like it either. It's silly. It's silly. Mojo World is silly.
I
It
mean,
really.
but with your deck here, oh, but you might destroy those squirrels. So, I was like, you with your squirrels there, you've got that, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you could throw 4 cards there and it's all right, you know.
Right.
It's just basically a race to the 4. Oh, crap. I forgot about that.
How did that?
Oh, I messed
Oh, right.
because it transforms it.
Yep.
Oh, man. I messed myself up there.
Well, I think that was a good play. I was like, what happened? Why didn't that work? But I see.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah. I think I messed this one up.
Let's do this and then this, I guess.
This is horrid. This is horrid.
This is rough. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull the hood again, aren't I? No, I'll take White Tiger. Yeah.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go. There we go.
Yeah.
And Ironheart. Yeah. Nice. Those are great pulls for Kamartaj.
Yeah. They really are. I'm gonna be kind of. I'm destroyed here.
Oh wow. Yeah, Mr. Negative makes Iron Man incredibly strong. Mr. Negative changes the power and cost of your cards. And so
Yeah.
instead of being a 5-0 that doubles the power at that location, Iron Man becomes a 0-5 that doubles the power at that location, making him a free 10 cost card or 10 value card. Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, that would have been really nice if I'd have been able to do it earlier.
Yeah. That's the tough part with Squirrel Girl is if you have the right things to eat up those squirrels, she can be really strong. But if you don't, and those squirrels are just filling spots in your location, yeah, it's tough. You got to have the right things going for it. Chat, anyone else out there playing Marvel Snap still? I know that it was super popular at first and kind of like petered off. But anybody else out there? Dang it. Still playing? I got nothing here. You see, Vibranium Mines in a destruction deck can be good because then you can play some of your destruction cards and the 4 value Vibranium doesn't get destroyed. Let's go here. Dang it.
All right, let's see how that works.
Nice. All right, what are you going to destroy? Oh, right. Asteroid M. I, on the other hand, really
Okay.
do not want vibranium mines. Let's
Oh, why not? Vibranium mines are really great.
do that and hope for the best here. Because Mr. Negative, yeah, see, I knew that was going to happen. Dang it. Mr. Negative would make all my vibranium cost be 4 cost cards with 1 value. That's nothing. I want not that at all. Oh,
Right.
this is rough. This is really rough. Okay.
It's still rough for me because I'm not getting the card I want.
Yeah, same. Let's do
One of the things about Marvel Snap that I've found interesting is that some of the cards look like the comics, some of them look like the movies.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. I think there's different arts for all the cards. Obviously, there's like variants and things like that. But the base cards, yes, some of them look like the movies. Some of them look like the comics. I know that. Have you kept up with the comics recently at all?
I have not, sadly. That is another one of my geek areas. I love comics, but again, it's just you have to, in today's world, unlike when I was a kid, when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, finding geeky stuff was always a blast because it was hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's everything. I mean, when I was a kid, our comic store either carried DC or Marvel. The one I went to, and there wasn't a comic store nearby where I lived. I just had to go to like a local gas station and pick some comic books off the spinner rack.
It was
And it was always,
Walgreens for me. Yeah.
yeah, it was always DC Comics, which was fine. I love DC, but that's all I could find. Finding Dungeons and Dragons stuff was always difficult when I was a kid. Uh, and so that was a problem. That was a problem for me. But so you were really excited to get it now because geek culture is pop culture,
Right.
because geek culture is the center of all culture, really.
It really is these days, man.
Yeah. Because of that, um, it's so pervasive. That's the word I was looking for. Geek
Mm-hmm.
culture is so pervasive that you have to pace yourself. So it's like, I want to read comics. Yeah, of course I want to read some comics. That would be great, but I only have time for so much geeky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I don't like you.
Boo.
Oh,
Boo.
oh, I do like you.
That's
I do
rough.
like you. Oh, I do like you. Oh my goodness. Come on. Where's that card I want?
Oh, that's really rough, man. I guess we'll do that.
Come on, give me the card I want. You don't like me, do you?
That's one of the things that in this game is always like interesting to balance the meta, is knowing that in a 6-turn game, you're going to pull 9 total cards in a 12 card deck. And so that
Yep.
means there's going to be 3 cards that you'll not get, which is why a lot of people will run Crystal, which draws a card, and Magic, which gives a 7th turn to the game, in decks just so they can see 11 of their 12 cards if they can get everything out there. I run a deck with both of those as well. It's just one of those things where it's like trying to get every little bit of advantage you can. Come on, there's got to be something here that's going to be good for me. I think I go with... No, I can't because of Goose. I think I do this and then this then. Yeah, I know. I think you're going to make a comeback, man.
No, because of where Angel went. We'll see. I mean, because of where Wolverine went. That's what I meant. Was where Wolverine went.
Oh, of all the cards to pull. Jubilee loves grabbing those negative cards from me, huh?
So I don't want to give out too much personal information, but let's just say we loved Jubilee so much when when my wife and I first got married that's a part of our daughter's name. For
I
two
love
reasons.
that.
We named her Jubilee because we liked Jubilee on the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, but also because of the year of Jubilee in the scripture.
Oh yeah,
Because
absolutely.
in the Bible, you have the year of Jubilee where, to heck with it. I'll try this. We'll see how this works. I'll try this. In the Bible, you have the year of Jubilee where the land went back to the people. Because the people the land belonged to God, so the people were never supposed to truly own the land. So the land would revert back to other folks. In the year of Jubilee, it was also when captives were set free. All of that good stuff. Well,
I think you still got that one. Yep.
I did. Some of these victories I don't understand when they tie, and I'll still lose. Like I'll tie on. I don't understand that.
Then you add up, when you tie like this, you add up the total scores. And
that
more.
one. But see, right here, you've got 22 in location 1. I've got 13 in location 2, and then we're tied in location 3. So to me, you should have won because you had the highest power in location. But unless it's going by difference, because I've won by 9 and you won. Okay, I got you.
That's exactly what it is. It's by difference.
Okay, I got you.
Oh,
I understand now.
This is
the high stake round.
This is everything right here, man.
Ooh, I get a copy of your card. Oh, who is this? Oh, I like that card I got. That's nice.
Depending on what you just got from my hand, it might be very, very good for your deck. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. It is the year of Jubilee, when the lame shall walk and the blind shall see. Yeah. Oh, when a card moves here.
Neither of us are playing move, so we should be all right.
Yeah. You got to watch it with that Nightcrawler pops out. And see, I love Nightcrawler from the comics. I have a friend of mine who's in similar spaces that we're in. And I have a friend of mine who absolutely loves Nightcrawler because Nightcrawler, like Daredevil, was one of the obvious people of faith in the comics in the early days.
Man, I just went through the entire X-Men series on Disney Plus, and the couple of episodes with Nightcrawler in it, like, it's not an obscure, like, hey, maybe religion will help you, or hey, maybe you should look inside your. He was legitimately like, hey, God brings forgiveness to our lives, and when we dedicate ourselves to him, we receive that forgiveness. And like he delivers a gospel message to Wolverine, not an obscured one, not a vague one, a legitimate, straight up gospel message, and it's incredible.
It is pretty amazing what you see happen there. I was kind of blown away by it. You see that in the you see a touch of that in the cartoon from the 90s too.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah, the 90s cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon 90. I thought you were talking about something in the comics, because in the comics it was pretty much there as well. You saw a lot of it in the comics. Daredevil, the Netflix series, did a really good job of faith representation as well. I felt they did an amazing job. Okay, so nobody has a move deck. Well, I think we only have one choice here.
I think we do this and hope for the best.
You're hoping for that white tiger. I know what you're hoping for. white tiger go jump over there?
Is that my best bet, chat? Is this going to be the smartest thing for me to do? I don't know that it is. Taking a look at all my options here. Okay, wait, hang on. Because if I can hit that with that, I'm running out of time here. What are the chances of me hitting that with that? Not good. You know what? We're going to go with my original play.
9,
Go with my
8,
original play.
7, 6.
Let's see if I can get lucky. Yes! Oh, it's not going to be enough, though. It's not going to be enough with your apocalypse there.
Apocalypse now.
Nicely done. Well done, sir.
Honestly, that was the only place I could put apocalypse.
Right. Literally.
I mean, it was like, nowhere else. Wow. Okay.
All right. Let me pick a different deck here. You know what? This is a fun deck. This is a fun deck.
I'm going to choose a different one. This is the deck I've been playing. I'm going to choose the one I've been playing with the most. So yeah.
We're gonna jump back here while I create this game, but also while we chat here.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about Glendale.
I gotta stand up for go ahead. Let me stand up for a second here. I gotta stretch.
You stretch those knees. Stretch it out, man.
That's exactly what I gotta
do. I have room under my desk so I can kick my knees forward, and the chat doesn't have to see it.
Yeah. Sorry, they had to see me and my big old belly. At least my shirt didn't pull up like most geeks. So yeah, you want me to tell you about Glendale, right? Glendale United Methodist. Glendale is a church here in Nashville. It is a very inclusive congregation. We have a great number of ministries out there right now because the weather is so severe here in Nashville. One of the things we do is we partner with a group called Room at the Inn. And it allows unhoused people to have a warm place to stay. Various churches throughout the Nashville area do that. They open their doors during the cold weather months and provide bedding, provide showers, provide food, provide clothing. So that's one of the things we do there. Of course, we have a lot of normal ministries many churches have. We have, adult Sunday school. We have youth group after church. One of the unusual things we do is I do what's called Discipleship and Dragons. Is I run a Dungeons and Dragons game where we touch and focus on discipleship. We do that every other Sunday after church. Immediately after church, we usually have some pizza and stuff. I've got about 10 people in the game. We're talking about opening 10 people. Yeah. Yeah.
That's impressive. I DM'd a 7-player game that was rough. I can't imagine 10.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it probably longer than you've been alive. So let's see. I would put you in your late 30s. So I have been playing D&D since 1983.
That's the year I was born. I'm 41 years old.
Oh, okay.
So you were almost spot on. Well done.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Last year was 40 years of playing D&D. On and off playing D&D. So yeah, I've run it a lot. I run Dungeons and Dragons a lot. So it is difficult. Combat's the hardest part, but I've house ruled some things to make combat flow easier. And now I've got some of the younger kids in church, middle schoolers, who are wanting me to run some D&D for them. So I'm talking with the church and the parents about that, because we also offer what's called Safe Sanctuary, which means that you have to have 2 unrelated adults with you when you're working with children to help supervise the kids. So I'm going to try and get parents to play with their kids so they can help them. They can help them with that. And so that's another one of the ministries we have. The church is also politically active in certain areas where we advocate for rights that are being taken away from people in the state of Tennessee. So we have been advocating for that. We have a lot of people involved in the legislative process here in Nashville and the broader state. I mean, this is probably one of the busiest churches I've ever been a part of. I love the church because all my years in the United Methodist Church, while I was pastoring full-time myself, when I was pastoring full time, I did not always receive the most positive support from the congregations I was serving while working with the geek community and doing outreach to the geek community. The churches I served did not always support that.
Right.
And would sometimes be jealous. Oh, this is a horrible draw for me. I may have to retreat on this one. I have not had anything to play.
I like the sound of that.
Here, yeah. Well, I like that it's limbo though, giving me a little bit extra. Okay, finally something I can play. Wait a second. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. There we go.
Jessica Jones is a good card.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that might help out a little bit. So yeah, I forgot where I was at. What? I pulled the wrong card. Well,
oh no!
I messed up there. I laid down the wrong card because I was trying to remember where I was at. That was the wrong card. That was not the card I wanted, but we'll see if we can make it work. We will see if we can make it work.
Oh, nice.
All right. I did not mean to do that, but I will take it. I will take it all day long. So let's see here. I can do this.
I think we do.
If I do that.
No.
See, this is why I don't like to talk when I play games.
I know, right? I'm in the exact same space here.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how I do here.
That, I think is what we do here, chat. Right? Yeah. Yep. Oh, nice. Mr. Fantastic's good pull there.
Yep, you got me, I believe. Yeah.
Well, we're going to see what you put on the Dark Dimension there.
Yeah, he's still
yeah.
Oh, we tied. Oh,
but I'm going to take it.
Yeah, you took it. Yeah, all right. I still did better than I thought I did. I was headed toward Louisville.
Man, Iron Man Double Dino is a great combo, though. That's just 2 cards for huge value.
I love that. But yeah, what I was saying was, so I didn't get a lot of support from the churches I was serving as a full-time pastor. Some churches were hugely supportive. Some churches were tremendously supportive initially doing geek ministry there. But after they realize you're serious about this, and after year 2, year 3, you're still doing that, they get upset, Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
Grace Miller, welcome. Glad you're here.
So after you do that for a few years, but Glendale, I've been working as a chaplain with the gaming community. That's what I do now. I am a chaplain. And so because of that, when we partnered with Glendale, they were supportive right out of the bat. They were hugely supportive right out of the bat. Cool. And the pastor there, Steph Dodge, is our pastor. She's the senior pastor, and she is amazing. She is just awesome. And she has been so hugely supportive of every aspect of this ministry, to the point they're trying to find ways to help me make it to more gaming conventions. And because, I have to fundraise for that, which is never fun. If you've ever done any fundraising,
it is not fundraising.
It is not fun at all.
Nope.
And so they're trying to help with that, and that's pretty much where we're at. Hopefully that answered the question there.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And so, okay, when you started, I'm doing well, Grace Miller. How are you? Things are going really well here. Playing Marvel Snap, which is a game I love, with now that I know that this command works normally. This is Geek Preacher Derek White from Glendale UMC in Nashville, Tennessee. Just chatting about Glendale UMC and also about kind of what it's like to be a nerdy ministry leader. So what I was going to ask is, did you get any sort of like pushback or fear or anything like that from Glendale when you wanted to start the D&D Bible study you were doing, or D&D group?
No, none whatsoever. They asked me to do it. They asked me if I would do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I went to Glendale, because we were talking earlier about Nathan Webb, and Nathan Webb connected me to another person. One of the advantages of the United Methodist Church is we are what is called hugely connectional. We are a connectional denomination. And that means we have connection to all of our other churches, often around the country. And because of that connection with the other churches, especially in the digital age, we can do a lot more. We can connect a lot more. And so I met someone who worked for what we call our general board. Oh man, that's nuts. I met someone who worked for our general board, and our general board of the United Methodist Church is located here in Nashville, and they recommended Glendale to me. They recommended Glendale United Methodist Church to me as a church that would affirm this. Glendale is a part of what we call our Reconciling Ministries network. Reconciling Ministries is a ministry of the United Methodist Church that is fully inclusive of all peoples, no matter your religion, no matter your gender, no matter your ethnicity. We are fully inclusive and embracing. So when I knew that this was a reconciling congregation, I knew that I would be welcome there. And after I got there, they knew me, they knew the work I did, and they were like, yeah, bud, we want you to do this. If you're willing to do this, we want you to do it. So, yeah, that is one of the great things about it. So that's one of the reasons I agreed to come on here, is because you're putting something like that together for the nerdy space. You're putting together, you guys have a directory of churches that are welcoming
Exactly
to nerdy people. And we do something similar in the United Methodist Church, in that we have a directory of reconciling congregations where people who are different, people who may I'm seeing what this is doing. Yeah, man, Limbo keeps coming out like crazy, doesn't it?
That's magic. That's a card that I'm playing.
Magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
She turns a location into Limbo, so I am purposefully doing that every time.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
She is my most played card by far. How long have you been streaming on Twitch? As far as literally right now, we've been streaming for about an hour, but Grace Miller, we have been doing this for about a year now. So somewhere in that area. Man, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Yeah, I'm not getting an important card here. We're going to do that, then that, and then that, I think, is going to be our play. Nope, you fool. We're going to do... Nope. I believe in me. I can figure this out. I'm a big boy who can do math. Okay, I did it. Yeah, that's been one of the things. I mean, and the whole idea of acceptance is something that we at Save Points are really passionate about as well, in as much as we are an interdenominational organization, and our whole goal is to help people find a Christ-believing congregation where they can feel comfortable and grow. And if that means that you're somebody who's very conservative and complementarian and whatever else, hey, we want to find you a church in which you can have that and have your nerdy hobbies and be loved and grow in Jesus. If you are somebody who is LGBTQ affirming and is egalitarian, whatever you want to do, on and on and on, we want to find you a church where you can be those things and feel those things and be accepted and loved in the community as well. Like, for us, it's the most important thing is that you are in a place where you feel loved and accepted and you are being discipled in Christ. That's full stop.
Right.
That's what it is for us.
Yeah. And that's what Reconciling Ministries is. This is a fully affirming congregation. That means that I've got my pride dragging on today.
Yeah.
We fully support and embrace the LGBTQIA plus community. We have and we want to know people aren't just welcomed at Glendale, because some churches will say you're welcomed, but that just means, yeah, we allow you to come here, but we have a lot of LGBTQ plus folks in leadership in the congregation. We have them leading worship. We have them running Bible studies, taking care everywhere on the trustees, you name it. We have, so when we say we're fully inclusive of however God made you. We know that all of us are made in the imago Dei, the divine image of God, but we also know that that divine image in our own minds can be broken and corrupted because sin has come into the world. So while we know we're made in God's image, our view of the image of God has been corrupted. And so as we walk through that valley of redemption and restoration, sometimes that image that is on the outside of us doesn't match the image of God that we know we're meant to be. And we embrace that. And that is part of being a geek. That is a part of being nerdy. And it's one of the beautiful things I love about Glendale is we do that. You got me preaching a little bit there.
No, I love that, man.
And so I missed my first turn.
No worries.
Yeah, it's all right. But you know, I mean, Glendale's just an amazing place, and for someone who has pastored and done all of those things so much, you know, it's nice to just be a part of a church. You know, I mean, you know, I'll fill in when the pastor's not there. Sometimes I will fill in, but in the pulpit. But besides that, I'm just happy to help out. You know, I don't have to be out in front of everybody, which makes me happy that I don't have to be out in front of everything. And so it's just, and my wife, you know, now I've been in ministry on and off since the early 1990s. So I've been doing ministry for a very, very long time. And my wife, you know, being a preacher's wife, hasn't always liked being at church. I mean, it can be tough on your family, right?
Oh, yes.
And yet my wife loves Glendale. She loves it there, loves going to church there.
That's wonderful.
Loves the people there. It's been pretty freaking awesome. So, yeah, we've been really happy about it.
Oh, Grace Miller, we think our channel is good and attractive. Thank you. Not sure. Wow, that's kind of a rough comment there, but we think our channel looks great. Thank you very much. That's something that I think a lot of people will maybe lose sight of, is the reality that you talk about the Imago Dei. And the truth is that, yes, we are all made in the image of God. And yes, some people out there want to think that other people are less deserving of that. But the reality is that it doesn't matter what your opinion is. It doesn't matter what your theology, you think it is, whatever. The reality, the truth of the matter, it says is that all human beings are created in the image of God. We're all deserving of the love and respect of Jesus. That is scriptural. However you want to exercise that, whatever else, that's base scripture, you know.
Yep.
Oof! Oh, you got me this time too. Dang it! I didn't get Nimrod, and so Nimrod is basically my key card in here. So
Nimrod. Oh, look at you! Look at you! Nimrod, your key card. Nimrod, that great man, that man on the Tower of Babylon. I see. You're gonna shoot your bow off into the heavens, aren't you?
Oh no! Ooh.
What in the world? Destroy 3 cards, destroy both. Oh,
Draw 3
I
cards,
love
destroy
it, and
both
I hate
decks.
it when it does this.
Yes,
I love it,
agreed.
and I hate it.
I'm gonna do
when
that
it does
though,
this.
because that gave me something very wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna see how I do on this. I'm not too excited about this one. Oh. Hey, do you mind? In a moment after this, I'm gonna go grab me a soda.
Yeah,
if you don't
absolutely.
mind. I do not have my refrigerator close by. It will only take me a second to grab it.
Why don't you play this turn, and then we'll take
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm gonna
30-second
do.
stream break, and I'm going to go refill my coffee too. So, yeah.
Oh,
sounds
there
great.
you go. There you go. Got to have that gamer
That fuel.
hydration. Oh, I forgot to hit in turn. There we go.
There it goes.
Well,
Okay, chat, we'll be right back.
all right. Right back.
Turn! You know what? I'm not going to play if Derek's not back. We can both skip this turn. Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Oh, out of time.
Yeah, we missed a turn, but it's okay. I didn't play either.
We both missed it.
Yeah,
we both missed a turn, but
So,
we're back here.
I went ahead
We're
and
back on the stream. We're glad to be back here with you today on 101.5. I had to put on my radio voice, you know.
I gave us an extra turn, though. I went ahead and played.
That's true.
Yeah, played
That's
Magic
true.
to give us the extra turn here.
But I because I missed that turn, I lost Hawkeye's ability.
Oh,
That's
no.
what makes me sad. Yeah, well, that's life. What's life got to do with it? All right.
Some Tina Turner there.
What's love got to
do?
You know, she was from Tennessee, and one of the earliest churches I pastored was right down the road from where Tina Turner was born.
I am 0% surprised. She is wildly talented.
Was amazing.
Yes.
Tina Turner was just, oh my goodness. Proud Mary just blew my mind.
Man.
Proud Mary was just one of the most amazing songs. I mean, I first actually heard the Creedence Clearwater Revival version of it. Oh my gosh, that is horrid. Null?
Null has power equal to the power of destroyed cards. And since Lamentus 1 destroyed both of our decks, Lamentus 1 destroyed both of our decks. Yeah, that's probably understandable.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, but even with the retreat, it's we were doubled because we were in the So
yeah.
Nice. All right, so we're 1-1 here. We're 1-1. We're gonna come back here. Right. Will I create?
I'm gonna try a different deck again.
Pick a different deck.
Let me see. I'm gonna try one of my. Wait, no, that's not good. I don't have any other good decks.
Okay,
Ooh,
I have decks that aren't great.
Let's see. I'll try this new one. It's what I call an abomination deck. It's not that great.
Yeah, I'll pick a deck that's not great. Also, one that it used to be good, but then the meta just shifted out. But before we jump into that, hey,
Yeah,
let's
please.
learn a little bit more about you, my friend. So tell me,
Yeah.
what kind of nerd are you? Would you say what kind of nerdy stuff are you into? You already talked about D&D a lot. What other stuff are you into?
I like to say I'm a general nerd in that
General
growing
nerd.
up when yeah. I'm all over the place in my nerdiness. I guess because of the era I grew up in, I mean, it's easier now to focus on one nerdy thing, but because of when I grew up, it wasn't as pervasive like we talked about earlier. I I got into everything I could. So, in the 70s when I was growing up, I was reading fantasy and sci-fi, A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. Loved books like that. Was reading Dune in the 80s. A lot of comic books. Read a lot of Conan. Comic book Savage Sword of Conan was a great comic back then in the 80s. Read a lot of Green Lantern. I have a Green Lantern tattoo on my arm. In
Nice.
brightest day and blackest night, no evil
Yeah.
shall escape my sight.
Let those who worship
So
evils might beware my power. Green Lantern's
Green
light.
Lantern's,
My man.
yep, yep. And me and my oldest, we talk about that because my Green Lantern growing up was Hal Jordan. Her Green Lantern's John Stewart.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Doctor Who argument. Who was your first doctor?
Yep.
My first doctor was Tom Baker. So
I
I love
love it.
science
I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm
fiction.
sorry because
Yeah,
I just
go
gotta
ahead.
say that right now, Jessica Chavez is the is Green Lantern, and I'm full blooded Mexican. All my kids are half Mexican. I have two daughters, and the fact that there is a Mexican Green Lantern right now is like a female Mexican Green Lantern right now is like, yeah, I love it. So
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't realize comic books were always about representation.
100%. That's the
So
X-Men.
when
That was the X-Men, right? Yeah.
I know, and so when people complain about comic books being woke now, I'm like, have you ever read Stan Lee back in the 60s made the X-Men during the civil rights movement? You're
Oh
an
my gosh.
idiot. Yeah, it is woke. It's very woke,
It's
and it's
always been.
always been woke. In fact, they fought against the comic book authority. This is how far my geekiness goes, okay? They fought against the comic book authority because the comic book authority didn't want that wokeness in there. They said they didn't want adult themes, but believe me, that isn't what the adult themes, they didn't want them dealing with civil rights.
Right.
Superman was a patriot in the original sense of the word. There were immigration ads with Superman, the first immigrant. He was an illegal immigrant.
Yep.
Superman. So so that's my geekiness, man. Full spectrum, comic books, fantasy, science fiction, Dungeons and Dragons, board games, you name it, I love it. But some of my biggest geekiness here, I'm going to show you. This is a new version of it.
Oh, I
See
love
if
it.
this will pop up on the screen.
Ooh.
Can you see that?
D&D
That
mini
is
or action figures? Yeah.
action figure. This is Strongheart. Strongheart was a character from the cartoon in the 1980s, but they also made a line of miniatures and action figures based off of certain characters of that period. And Strongheart was a paladin. And so my daughter picked those up for me, but I have some of the old ones from the 1980s, so I'm a huge collector. My Dungeon Master's Guide is signed by Gary Gygax. And so yeah, I'm trying to think of some geeky. The only geeky stuff I'm not into is like I'm not a sports geek. I love to tell my sports friends that they are sports geeks. So yeah, I'm
Fun
not
fact.
a huge sports geek. I love wrestling.
I'm a baseball geek. I really am.
Oh,
So yeah.
yeah, and I love wrestling.
Oh
I
yeah.
loved it as a kid. I didn't watch it much in the 90s and the early aughts, but during the pandemic, I started watching old wrestling. And one of the things I love is that Gary Khan. Have you ever watched any wrestling?
Oh yeah, I was way into it in middle school. Haven't done much since then, but yeah, definitely yes.
So do you know who the Big Show was?
Oh yeah,
Paul White. Paul
yeah.
White's a gamer. Paul White plays D&D.
Oh really?
Uh, the Big Show plays D&D, and I got to meet him and talk with him at GaryCon because he comes to GaryCon.
That's so cool.
So yeah, we get all kinds of cool, interesting folks there. All right, all right. Let's see how this works. Because like this is a deck. It might be a good deck. I'm just bad at playing it. Uh,
My deck was a good deck. Oh yeah, just skip turn.
oh, I hate that.
Me
I
too.
hate that.
Yep. My deck was a good deck, and then the meta changed, and they changed the way some like 3 or 4 of the cards in this deck worked, and I just never went back and swapped out those cards. So now it's just kind of a random deck. So we'll see. Hopefully it works out. There is some strategy to it. There is some like a method behind the madness, but yeah.
See, I didn't skip a turn that time. I'm going to see how this works out.
All right, all right.
Let's see.
Let's see what do we have here. Let's do this, and I mean we'll just do that for now.
All right, let's see how this works. All right, let's see.
You got a move deck here. All right. Took out your multiple.
Yeah, but like I said, but you got rid of my card. That freaking pig got rid of the card I wanted to play. So you just destroyed me.
This deck
that pig just killed me. That just killed me. That did. That just killed me. It was horrible.
Well, you're welcome. I just gave you. Well, whatever.
Well, thank you. Actually, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
so
you're
I appreciate
welcome.
That. I do. I appreciate
very foolish
that.
of me.
Oh, and I just happened to skip a turn that time too.
Oh no.
So,
we'll do that.
Let's see. 1, 3. That's 12.
I'm realizing that I may have just done something foolish. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. But as far as being a general nerd, I am very much the same way, like a jack of all trades, comics, video games, movies, all kinds of things like that. Oh, because you revealed first. What? It's only revealed cards now? Did they change Arrow too and I didn't realize that? Hang on, let me check my card here. Move the last enemy card played it. Anyway, so what I tell people is I could list 100 things that I'm nerdy about, geeky about, movies, television, comic books, D&D, all kinds of TTRPGs. But really what it comes down to is I love good narrative. I think that our God is a storyteller. Jesus preached through story. And so I firmly believe that story is a passionate and important part of human existence. And because of that, I have fallen in love with narrative in many, many forms. And so, I mean, if it's something that can or does tell a good story, I'm usually into it. That's usually it for me. Wow, that Death's Domain is a real rough play for me here. Dang it.
Yeah, I love story. It's all about the narrative, man.
Yep.
In the beginning was the story, and with the God was the story, and the story was God.
That's right. Exactly that.
John chapter 1.
Yeah, let's
I love to tell the story. One of those old gospel hymns. There's a song you need to look up. It's called "Jesus is a Storyteller," and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Jesus is a storyteller. I really love that song. And so yeah, it's always about the narrative, man. We forget that
Oh,
so
Death's
much.
Domain.
Yeah, I'm just dying on this.
You can't play any
I
cards there. Whenever you play a card there, it gets destroyed.
yeah, I forget that. And if I don't draw anything good on this next one, I will have to retreat because all I have in my deck are 4 rocks right now. I just have 4 rocks. Oh, okay.
That's
I
always
feel
rough.
like Charlie Brown on Halloween.
I got a rock.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oof. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna retreat. There was no way, man. You had that kingpin up there, man. The kingpin. Uh.
Giving negative.
Ugh,
He used to
yeah.
destroy cards, and so I would put Kingpin out there, and then on turn 6, I would just move a bunch of cards at his location, and he would just destroy all of them. Now he just gives them negatives, but again, that's another one of the cards that kind of. Oh, well, here, have an arrow. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope you like Jessica Jones.
I do like Jessica Jones. Do you watch the Marvel TV show Jessica Jones?
I did. I did watch it.
It was so wonderful and sad and wonderful and just
Yeah.
oh wow, that is rough. That hurts real bad.
That hurt me too, man.
Yeah.
That hurt me big time. Oof! I can't do anything. Ongoing effects are disabled here. All right. See who I can play. Let's play you and see what happens. Oof. But yeah, Jessica Jones, it was rough. It was rough. I will have to say, David Tennant. I mean, I love David Tennant, but he made me so mad. But that's a good actor.
Right.
That's
the point,
a good
right?
actor. Yeah. Yeah.
My wife and I are watching Doctor Who for the first time ever. Never really been Doctor Who folks. And we let's do this and then this. We just finished season 1 and Eccleston just became David Tennant. And so yeah. Just got to see a regeneration for our first time ever.
Definitely worth watching, man. That's the place to start it. I wish Eccleston had been there longer, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I was surprised as to how short a time he had been there. What happened?
He just didn't want to do another season, from everything I heard.
I mean, what happened with Jessica Jones? I played a card here next turn, but she didn't get the +4 power. Oh, if you don't play a card, oh, you doof.
It's don't play a card.
I got it mixed up with Hawkeye. Hawkeye is if you do play a card. Oh, that was foolish of me. That's all right. It happens. Okay. Let's do... I think this...
Nope. I would still lose if I did that.
I'm revealing first, so we'll do this.
How do you know when you're revealing? How do you know who reveals first?
See how my name is glowing on my name card in the upper right
corner? Okay. I just thought it was random.
Yes.
Oh, that
of
was
all the
good.
choices, that was
good
the one. Yes.
Yeah, you got me. Oof.
And so that's kind of what my deck does. It's just a control deck where I just kind of control your cards and where they are and what they're doing and whatnot and try to trip you up. Again, it used to be a much more cohesive deck. A lot of the cards got changed.
It's working pretty good for you right now.
Let's see what we got here. So how long have you been doing the D&D ministry in your church?
Here at Glendale, I have been doing it for I started last August.
Oh, nice.
So at Glendale, I've been doing it since last August. However, the year prior to that, I did a clergy training for the East Ohio Conference of the United Methodist Church, where I was teaching clergy how to use Dungeons and Dragons for discipleship. So I did
incredible.
an online clergy training for them. I trained. I had 2 groups, so it was about 10. So I was running D&D every other week for 2 different groups. So it was about, I think, 10 to 12 clergy and lay people. Not all were clergy. Some were just regular leaders in the church.
Yoda Stein says hi, Derek. By the way, says hi, Derek. How's it going?
Pretty good. Yoda Stein. You'll have to give me your regular name there because I don't know if you know me. So
Yoda Stein, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Let's do that. I think is going to be the best play. So your whole, like, as a denomination, you're pretty comfortable with Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I would, as a denomination, we don't have anything, we don't say anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I would say there are some churches that probably still think it's bad or it's wrong,
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are churches like that. So yeah, that happens. That does happen. Sadly, that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
But I would say I know a lot of people that are cool with it in the denomination.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's been pretty awesome. That's been pretty cool. So yeah, I've had to at times. Have some conversations with some folks, about how it's not a problem, but it hasn't been as bad as it could have been. It hasn't been as, wow. Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
That's a conversation that I had a lot, that and Magic the Gathering, both things that I used. I was a youth pastor for a little more than a decade and used both, regularly as ministry tools that did nice. Okay, cool. Whew. That were great at bringing people in. There were people that were baptized because they came to church wanting to play either D&D or Magic the Gathering. And still, there were so many parents that I would have to stop and talk to, or that wanted to sit down and ask me questions. And I had like this canned response of like, hey, it's made by Hasbro, the same company that makes Battleship. And if your child plays Battleship, I hope you're not concerned that they're going to become obsessed with outdated war boats. No, because it's a game and we all recognize it's a game. And I would talk to them about, the suspension of disbelief and how we return to belief after when we know for a fact that it's all fake and pretend and everything. So, yeah. It's cool that you've been able to do that kind of stuff, though. Dang it.
Honestly, the biggest issues I've had in the past is the biggest issues I've had were people who didn't look right. I would, it wasn't whether they played D&D or anything like that. The biggest issues I had were, hey, what's this long-haired heavy metal guy doing here? Why is he here at this church? Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some of the issues I've had. So yeah. That's been one of the biggest problems for me.
I used to have a huge mop of hair. You can see, I got curly hair here. I used to have the whole thing like down to here, and there were a couple of people at our church that were constantly like, Steve needs to cut his hair. Steve really should cut his hair. And thankfully my pastor was like, it's nothing, guys. Honestly, it's like, stop. This is not that big of a deal. But I once had one of the, we'll say, more senior members of our church come to me. Can I throw a bit of a curveball at you regarding the Hasbro comment? Yeah, in a moment, yes. Let me finish my thought here, then please do. She came to me, she put her hand on my shoulder and lovingly said, my son used to have long hair like yours, and people kept offering him drugs. And then he cut his hair, and people don't offer him drugs anymore.
Oh, that's so much.
And then, and then she just nodded, like that was it. Like that was, yeah. You know, she made her point, and she just walked away after that. And it was like, okay, what? It was
I find that to be baloney, because some of the biggest drug heads I know wear a suit.
Oh, absolutely, right. That's
just. But hey, look, I'm going to take off my headphones for a second. Look,
yeah.
Long hair.
Woo! Let it fly. I love it.
Okay. I'm going for the Gandalf look.
My man looks like Gandalf. I was going to say exactly that.
I had a professor when I was going to a Christian university who once told me, he said, his dad got onto him for growing his hair long in the 60s and growing out his beard. And he said, Dad, I'm just trying to look more like Jesus.
That's right.
So that's what he did.
Gistic, let's hear your curveball, friend. What you got? Yeah, it's just, there's so much tied to culture in the way somebody perceives how you look and how you think you should look and things like that. Hasbro makes another game. They actually have a trademark, the Ouija board, just a game, deeper concerns. So the purpose of the Ouija board is something entirely different. You are not pretending in the Ouija board. Again, there's the whole idea of the suspension of disbelief. Suspension of disbelief is a psychological action that we go through to, when we engage in fiction, our brain puts disbelief aside and we better engage with that fiction to more enjoy it, to have a better time with it, because we were able to put that fiction aside. The Ouija board is not fiction is the problem there. The Ouija board is an actual, oh, that was a terrible play on my part, is an actual attempt at, interacting with spirits, and therefore I would not suggest people, like, I do not think Ouija boards are wise things. You are attempting to interact with very real spirits out there that can cause very real trouble. So overall, I think they are inherently different things because one is make-believe and the other is not.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on Ouija boards either way. I mean, it's just, honestly, I look at it more as just a scam. It comes out of the spirit boards from the late 19th, early 20th century,
right,
when they had spirit boards and they were used more by con men to trick people. That's pretty much what they were used for. Like when they would go under the table and move it using a magnet and have it supposedly tell people things. That's what's fresh. That's my view on it, is where it originally came from, like that. It was used to con people, and that's why I have a problem with it.
Absolutely.
But then I have a problem with Monopoly, because Monopoly is all about greed.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I have a problem with Monopoly. Let's see. All right, let's put you here and you here. Let's see how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
let's see.
Glad you appreciate that. It's not gonna matter, man. You
retreated.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to see what happened. That's okay. No,
it's
all good.
I had rocks in my hand, and I was already losing 2 locations. So I wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't possible for me to win.
Let's see. You could have probably won 2. That'd been 6. You'd have beat me in 1. You'd have beat me
Right.
on where the kingpin was. You'd have beat me there.
Would I have really?
Yeah. Yeah, if you'd have just put 2 rocks there because you would have got +3 power.
Oh my gosh, how did I forget about that? Cards with no abilities have +3 power. That's
why I dropped that pig there, and that's why I dropped that rock there. I actually read the location.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. I'm a doof.
It's all right.
Just says yes to Monopoly. It cracks me up that the guy who made it is guy who made it said it's a commentary on the evils of capitalism, only to become a major symbol of capitalism. Yes.
Yes, it's what's weird about Monopoly is the person who invented it lost all the rights to it, and was using it to teach about that.
Mm-hmm.
Was using it to teach that. It's just weird. It's weird. I forget my history of Monopoly. I so much, but I know more about the history of D&D than I do Monopoly. So.
Nobody can blame you there.
Yeah. Let's see how this works. But yeah, I used to know more. I used to remember more about the history. Oh, why didn't you knock a different card? Knocked multiple, man. Okay, turn 5 here.
To be fair, D&D is way more interesting than Monopoly. Yeah, that's a fact, Gistic. We agree.
Yeah. I like many people, I have issues with Monopoly, so. All right, let's see how that.
Okay.
All right.
You already played Heimdall. So if I do this and this, I think that's what I want to do here. I think that's what will hopefully keep me alive here.
Come on. Come on back to my deck. I don't want to play you there. There we go. I want to play you there. No, I don't want to play you there. Come on, back here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do that. There we go. That's what I want to do.
It's one of the interesting things when, okay. Hey, look at that. Well done. By 1 point. Dang it. That's it. Okay. All right. Final speed round. I want to respect your time, so final speed round here. We got this.
Yeah. All right.
We're going to jump in here. I'm going to play one of my stronger decks. Let's go with...
All right. Let me see.
I could do that.
Not what I want. Okay.
We'll do...
I gotta look at this deck before I... All right. I have... This is one of my newer decks. I like it. I haven't been that great with it. I think I may have started out with it, but I'm going to go back to this. All right. Friendly battle.
But the ironic thing of like the worry and concern about D&D, Magic the Gathering and whatnot is gaming, nerd culture. It's something we talk about a lot on the stream. All this stuff is inherently communal. When you sit down to play a game with somebody, you are beginning community with them, and it bridges the gap of community, you know, instead of having to make awkward conversation of, what do you do for a living? How many kids do you have? If you were to say, what character are you playing D&D, and that person hasn't answered that question, you've immediately begun a community, you've immediately had this discussion, and yet the church, which is all about community, also gets concerned and worried about these things that are inherently communal things. And so
well, part of that is the church feels like it's stealing from their community. That's part of the that is part of the problem there. The church feels like at times, oh, you're taking people out of the church. Well, look, here's the deal. Church isn't about going to a building. Church is about being a community. Church is inherently about being communal.
That's right.
And it's about going out, so it's like, oh, people aren't in the church building. What good is the church if people aren't in the church building? Well, here's the problem, with that way of thinking is, you think everybody's got to be in the building when Jesus was out there in the world. And that's what it means to be Jesus, the church is to go out in the world, not to isolate itself from the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we do a lot of activities at the church building. But the reason we do a lot of activities at our church building is because that is the one location that everybody feels comfortable meeting up at.
Right.
It's a centralized location for a lot of people. And so that's what works out well for many folks in our community.
I mean, the word safe space comes to mind, right? People feel like the church is a safe space.
Yeah. And we've had problems. We've had our own issues there at the building because, oh man, that's horrible. We've had our own issues at the building because, we are a safe space, and some people don't like a place being called a safe space. They don't like the idea of a safe space, and I don't understand that way of thinking.
Right.
That manner of thinking really bothers me. I mean, because we're LGBTQ affirming, we had a brick thrown through our window last year. They threw a cinder block through our window. A few weeks after this guy tried to do a slam on our church.
I just don't understand why people would think that makes them right or proves their point or something, like in some way that if they break your window, now people are going to change their mind about your theology. Like that's
it's not about changing the mind. It's about their attacking Satan.
Right, just anger.
Well, they see us as satanic because we welcome all people and affirm all people. They see us just because we welcome everyone.
Just says
no.
He agrees. John Mark Comer, pastor of a Garden City, or former pastor. He's now a nonprofit ministry leader, but repeatedly makes the point of the need to build community outside of the building as well, that you should know your neighbors and build a relationship with them.
Yeah.
That is not just your closed up loop of church friends. Yeah. It's so important. Absolutely. Yes.
And that's one of the things we're going to be looking at Glendale over the next year is one of the things we're going to be looking at as a congregation is we're going to be looking, well, not as a congregation, but as a ministry, how to connect people from the people I meet at gaming conventions. We want to give them a place. We want them to be able to connect with us online, pretty much, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Is we want them to feel like this is a good place they can be. So if they want to connect with the church online, we have a good online community. So, oh man, I messed that up because I got to talking. Can't be destroyed. Yeah, those are both killing me here.
In a destruction deck, a camp animal content.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah,
boom, boom,
that
boom.
would ruin your deck.
It did. It ruined my deck. It ruined me totally. But I mean, what we're wanting to do, and what we're talking about, is because we know we live in a world where people connect virtually and people connect face to face. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions when people talk about online churches, is they think it's just purely online.
When you play a card here, it adds a Sentinel to your hand. Sentinel is a 2-cost 3-power card that whenever you play it, it creates another Sentinel.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with Sentinels. Yeah, I love Sentinels.
Good in a card that needs you to have or good in a deck that needs you to have a big hand.
Oh
Get
yeah.
a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy about that actually, because it means I can do this. I, on the other hand, do not want Sentinels.
I definitely want it now. Yeah, let's put you there, babe. Let's see what happens here. All right.
Ooh.
Oh,
is he 5 cost? Did the Sentinel?
No.
Okay. Because it's not a copy of it. Yeah.
Yep. Boop, boop, boop.
Something I hadn't thought of. Oh, but I don't want your squirrel.
You don't want the squirrel.
No, I don't want your squirrel.
You don't want my squirrel? Why not? Let's see. I'm not sure who I want to play here. All right. Well, you can have a squirrel and an angel.
No, you're just stuffing up my location.
Yeah, I know it. Oh, that's fine. There you go. Aren't you happy you got those cards?
We're gonna do that. Yeah. In fact, we're gonna do that as well.
Oh, maybe I didn't want these Sentinels now. They're becoming a problem now.
They do, man. They become a problem real fast.
Yeah. They're becoming a problem. Oh.
Because you think, I'll just play them and get them out of my hand. And then you realize, oh, wait, whenever you play one, another one comes back into your hand. You can never get rid of them. They're always there.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see.
Let's put that there.
And let's put...
Yeah, feeling good, chat. Feeling good.
All right. That works. That's nice.
There you go. There you go. Nice.
Baloney. That still doesn't do what I wanted it to do. Well, that's true. I could do that.
A mistake that I make pretty consistently, and I don't know why I keep making the mistake, is I'll play Magic and then forget that there's a turn 7, and I'll like do some big play on turn 6 and be like, oh wait, oh, there's another turn. Oh. All right, we'll do that and that.
All right, let's see how that works.
All right. All right, cool.
Oh, yeah, you did that one. Yeah. Oh, man. Oof.
This deck has a lot of big, strong, beefy cards in it.
Yeah. See, I don't have She-Hulk yet.
She is really good.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Put She-Hulk in a deck with Scar, man.
Yep, absolutely.
That would work out nicely.
Yeah, She-Hulk costs 1 less for every power you did not use a turn before. So if I have played Magic, I can skip turn 6 and she's free the next turn. And then if I have Sunspot in play, that gives him all 6 energy that I skipped. Like, it all just works out real well.
Definitely. All right. Let's see how this works.
Oh, that was weird. I don't know about for you, but the third location was Kamartaj for half a second, and then it changed to the Bifrost after that. That was weird.
I did not see that. All right, so nope. Sure, why not? There we go. Let's see how that works.
Yep, good call. Good call. Yeah, it's a great play.
Yeah, oh, I knew I was going to do that. I was just debating whether I wanted to keep Angel in my hand or just go ahead and throw it down. All right, now. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Let's put you there. Let's put you there. And then we will put you there. And we'll hold on to you for right now. Nice.
All right, give me that last card. You know what I need, game. Let me have it.
Oh, hate you, Red Skull.
There it is. That's the one I wanted.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, boom. Yep. Throw out that She-Hulk and you got the game. Oh, Taskmaster.
His power becomes the same power as the last card you played.
Oof. That's horrible, man. It's horrible. That'll drive you mad right there. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong deck. That's when I want to climb the ranks. That's usually the deck that I play with there. So, Gistic says, this looks like it'd be a graphically fun game to play in VR. Yeah, they do a lot of work on the animations and on the audio of everything like that. Like, it absolutely. All right, hey.
Yeah, the animation and audio is great on there.
Derek, this has been way fun, my friend. I've really enjoyed talking with you, hanging out with you, and whatnot. We're not going to start another round because there's no way we could play an entire round in the next few minutes here. So
no, not at all.
I will ask you the question: what kind of stuff do you guys have coming up at Glendale UMC? What kind of events do you guys have coming up? Anything that you want to announce or talk about that you guys got in the next few months here?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Any major events? I know during the in June. I know in June we will be very active at the Pride events that are here in Nashville and the surrounding area. In June we do a lot of the Pride events. There's one in Franklin, Tennessee we go to, one in Nashville we go to, and various other Pride events in the area where we just want to be a loving, open, and affirming presence. Where we connect with people, share the love and inclusivity of Jesus there. I'm trying to, right now, things are, because the weather has made some things difficult in the area. The biggest thing I have coming up at the church is trying to work out how we're going to do a middle school age type of D&D thing. So we've got
fun.
that. Yeah, to work with some middle schoolers there. Oh, And that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
No, that sounds great, man. I love that kind of stuff. What about as
Yeah.
GeekPreacher? Do you have any sort of like conventions you're going to be hitting up, anything like that?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a busy year because this is the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. D&D is
Whoa.
50 years old this year. So in March, I am going to be at the Gary Con at Legends and Founders and Gary Con. There are two back-to-back conventions in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where D&D was first published. Dungeons and Dragons was first published. Founders and Legends and Gary Con are both orchestrated by Luke Gygax, one of Gary Gygax's children. So we're going to be there. I'm going to be there. I have a breakfast with the chaplain during Founders and Legends. We're going to be having a memorial service at Gary Con. I will be running games for both events. I'm going to try and do some screenings of the documentary if possible, if I'm not too busy there. I'll be handing out dice blessings, things of that nature.
How did I forget to ask you about the documentary? Let's talk about that now. We have some time. We have some free
Yeah.
time here. You made a documentary. Tell us about that, man.
Yeah, I had already done two documentaries. One called The Fantasy Makers on the life of J.R.R. Tolkien, George MacDonald, and C.S. Lewis. Then, during the pandemic, we were finishing up another documentary called The Science Fiction Makers, which was about C.S. Lewis, Madeleine L'Engle, and a French author. And so while we were finishing that up, I had been pushing for years with the director and the creator of these other two documentaries, a documentary on the Satanic Panic, but from the viewpoint of the Christians who worked for the company during the 70s and 80s during the height. So that had not been done. There were all types of things on the Satanic Panic. There were things about how evil D&D was, but there were also things about how stupid the Satanic Panic was. But there was nothing from the viewpoint of the people of faith in the industry. And these were all friends of mine. And I told the director, I said, I want to do this documentary. And I've been bugging him and bugging him and bugging him. And so during the pandemic, when they had to shut down a lot of their production, he's like, you know what? Let's start thinking about this. And they sold the concept to a cable network out of Canada. And we started filming in May of 2021, finished filming that year. I screened it at Gary Con in 2022. It had its United States, North America premiere at Gen Con in 2022, where we won Best Gamer Film. Now it's streaming for free on Tubi TV. You can watch it for free, and it's called the Satanic Panic and the Battle for the Religious Imagination. And it was just a powerful experience to let these people, who are people of faith, who were there during that time, talk about it. And one of the greatest conversations I had is with a man you've probably never heard of. His name is Merle Rasmussen. He wrote a role-playing game for the company that made D&D back in the 80s called Top Secret. It was a spy game. And Merle Rasmussen says in the documentary, one of the things, and Merle Rasmussen, a devout Christian, loves Jesus, devout Lutheran. And he and I talked about this. And one of the things he said what interested him was people were talking about all the evil that was in Dungeons and Dragons, but no one had a problem with all the violence and real world violence in the spy game he made. We can go out and watch a James Bond movie, and that's okay. Assassinations, killings, murders, rape. We can watch that and we're like, oh yeah, get them. Yeah. John Wick, go get those guys, Wick, for killing your dog. Destroy their lives for killing your dog. Kill everybody, John. But, oh my goodness, he cast a magic spell. And which did Jesus talk about? Did Jesus talk about people doing magic?
Right.
Did Jesus talk about that? Jesus said, he who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. Jesus had more to say about violence perpetrated on others Jesus, a man who died, the God man who died by an unjust penal system in the Roman Empire, a man who unjustly received capital punishment by the state, and yet we have Christians out here who support capital punishment.
Yes. The whole thing, there's like this, it's almost like what's called ludonarrative dissonance. It's like the psychological thing where when you're playing a video game, it's the whole idea of you kill 100 people to get to the final boss, and then when you get to the final boss, you say, no, I'm not going to be like you. I'm going to let you live. I'm not going to be a killer. But you just killed 100 people to get there, right? It's this
Right.
weird dissonance in your brain. And it's the same thing where it's like people will say, we love Jesus, and therefore we are against these things that the Bible speaks against. But also here are these 100 other things that we openly support and are okay with, and whatever. Like they pick out, again, culture. We talked about cultural things. For whatever reason, we just have this fear of magic and fantasy, and so many people turn against it.
What blows my mind about the fear of magic and fantasy is, from my research and in doing the documentary and the research I've done over the years, it is a very modernist phenomena. It's very much a 20th and 21st century phenomena, because when you look back, Alice in Wonderland is fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Carroll was an Anglican priest who wrote Alice in Wonderland. George MacDonald, who influenced C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, was a Congregationalist minister in Scotland, and he wrote a number of fantasy novels. I believe one of them was called The Princess and the Goblin. So fantasy was written. Look at Le Morte d'Arthur. The story of King Arthur is fantasy, but it's also fantasy that was written with a Christian viewpoint.
Absolutely.
And so it is dissonance. It is this cognitive dissonance that's going on. And I think part of it is because, sadly, religion is often used to control people.
Yes.
And Christianity, sadly, has taken part in that. But when you free people's imaginations and you give them room to dream, think about that word imago Dei, imagination of God. We are the imagining of God. And if we are created in the imagining of God, to imagine is divine.
Absolutely, yes.
We are divine imaginers. But when you free someone's imagination, you can't control them. As long as I can imagine, as long as I can dream, as long as I expose myself to the beautiful narratives and the stories that are out in the world, you will never be able to control me.
Absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful, man. I love that. Well, chat, I dropped into the chat here a link to the IMDb as well as the actual Tubi link for
Nice. Thank you.
yeah, for the film. I kid you not, it's exactly what I'm going to be doing after the stream. I'm going to have lunch and probably watch this. So I'm very much looking forward to
you'll
that.
enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. Watch the after credits, because my friend Tim Katz has a little special, and I want to hear what you thought of it after you watch it.
I will.
And if you like it, please leave a review on IMDb. That always helps.
I will do absolutely that. Derek, sir, thank you so much for being here. One more time, look into the camera, tell people where you are and where they can connect with you.
The easiest place to connect with me is you can look up the Geek Preacher. You can find me on TikTok, Geek Preacher. You can find me on Instagram, Geek Preacher. Sometimes it's just Geek Preacher. Sometimes it's the Geek Preacher. You can find me on Facebook. I have a professional page on Facebook. So I'm pretty much on all the socials that are out there. I have a YouTube page where you can find some old sermons if you want to find some old sermons, or a couple of TikTok videos. But if you really want some good D&D content, you can follow me on TikTok. I'm easy to get a hold of, easy to find, and I love connecting with folks. I will be at GaryCon in March. You can find GaryCon online. I am hoping to be at Chaosium Con, where we do Call of Cthulhu, in April. So if you want to connect with me at a gaming convention, please feel free to do so.
And of course, chat, you can always head over, if you are in the Nashville, Tennessee area, you can check out Glendale,
Yes.
UMC. We have a lot more going on here, chat. Of course, this stream and everything else we do is all part of a larger ministry of Save Points, where our whole goal is to, number one, introduce people to Jesus and have them know him in a greater way, but also to find a community, a physical, real-world community for y'all, where not only can you have people who love Jesus and want to disciple you, but also these people who share a passion for the things you're passionate about. Video games, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, whatever else it is. We want to plug you into a place where you can be loved and accepted for the things that you love and accept as well. So in the chat right now is a little more information about Save Point. You can also jump into our Discord channel. Again, chat there in the Save Point. Our Discord server has a channel called Find a Church. All you do is type your city and state in there. City and state in there, and then we take it from there. And we find a church in your area to get you plugged into. It's real easy, goes real quick. Thank you so much, Derek, for being here. Chat, we love that each and every one of you were here today. But always remember, there's a church out there that would love it if you were there. We'll see you next time, chat. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, chat, real quick for those of you out there, we're going to be raiding Jabonin. He is a German streamer that I know. When we get over there, he will probably be speaking German. He will probably say hi in English, but I think it'd be fun just for you guys to check him out. Yesterday, I was wearing a shirt called Nurch. It's a German nerd-friendly church, Nurch. And so it's his church. He has a church called Nurch. So we're going to go raid him. He's playing Call of Duty right now. We're going to go say hi to Jabonin. Jabonin. Oh, wait, no. Say hi to him. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
It's raid time.
Save 1 minute raid.
Save from Ministry, thanks for the raid. I hope you're doing good. Welcome everybody to this crazy German stream.
Something like this. Gegner
Something.
da hinten.
Yeah, but da? Okay, yeah. Hey. I think it's Steve, right? Steve, I hope you're good.
Ich komme.
Yeah.
Komm dir zu. Ich gehe hier aufs Dach hinter dir.
Wie viel Kohle haben wir denn? Haben wir schon genug, um Blut zu kaufen?
Ich habe 19, ich habe
Okay.
16.000.
Told everyone you speaking German, but thought we said hi. Yeah, it's fine. Hi. And yeah, it's Steve. Nice. Nice that you're here.
Hast du?
Ja, close bei mir. Kommt jetzt einer, der kommt jetzt rüber. Irgendwo da beim
Schau
Baum.
gerade. Ja, nee, da ist keiner. Ich stehe gerade über dir.
Mejo! Grüße.
Ich hab den einge...
Was? Achso, hi.
Ja, da ist keiner und Ping ist keiner.
Okay, dann lass mal zur Shopping Cart zurückgehen.